All right, listen, let me just make one statement to you. If someone asks you, why are we here? Why does our college exist? Why do all these buildings exist? One of the main reasons, you look at it, this canal. This was a transportation route for all of those rail lines to leave here with all the biscuits and all the batteries and deliver them to either Manhattan or New England. This was the Erie Canal of 1920. You can write that down. New York City, Long Island City, Michael Degnan and Belmont basically made this happen. They used the canal, they put in the rail lines, they filled the swamp, and at the same time the city put the number 7 train in so that thousands of workers could come to these factories. 2,500 working in the biscuit factory, 1,800 working in the battery, in the Eveready battery. So all of these workers could come in and leave by train. 5 cents it cost them on the subway.
So this canal has been shortened.
This canal is totally built just like the Erie Canal.
That canal has been shortened also.
Yes.
Because it's extend all the way over there.
I don't know.
What was the question?
Jaime, ask your question again.
This canal has been shortened, or is it the same?
It's
or
the same.
Here?
It's the same.
It finishes here.
Yes, if you look at the old map, you'll see it finishes right here.
Oh, okay.
And if you look on Google Maps, so you could go there in person, to Hunters Point Avenue, that's 2 blocks down, and 29th Street, you'll see a bridge over the water, and you can see how it's quite extensive there, and it leads out to the Newtown Creek.
If someone said to me, do you want to go back in time? You can pick any time. I would come back here to watch a rail line come off of these floats and get onto dry land. And for me, it would be like the first, animal coming out of the water. I mean, just to see how they did it. How they got that train off the float and onto land. I would have loved to see that. Two elevators, a car this big would be brought up to any floor and deliver the goods or pick up manufacturers. At the same time, there was another car on the other side. An elevator would lift the freight car all the way up to any floor. And so what they advertise is that if you rent space here, you have curbside delivery. No matter which floor you're on, you would have curbside delivery. So if you needed coal, if you needed iron, if you wanted to send back shoes.
And what building was manufactured in this building?
Batteries, Eveready batteries.
Eveready batteries.
Did you know that?
Yes. So why were these firms so successful for more than 50 years? Things change after all, but these factories continued successfully. Name some of the products that these firms produced. So we've talked about that. And describe 2 different ways that goods were transported in and out of the Degnan terminal. We talked about that as well.
Degnan terminal is where we were standing at.
This is all the Degnan terminal. All of these
named
buildings.
after Michael Degnan, who was the guy who had the idea to do this, and he was backed by other money. So let's just go around before we leave. Let's go around. I want you to give one word that's in your mind that would start the answer to this question of why were these places so successful. What's one word? One word.
Advanced.
Huh?
I guess advanced. Or advanced for its time.
Advanced. Location. Transportation.
Huh?
System. Drive. People.
Dutch Kills Canal.
The Dutch Kills Canal. Location. Proximity.
Okay, those are all good answers.
My word is entrepreneurship. The risk taker. The risk taker. Michael Degnan, the risk taker. If you build it, they will come.
Wait,
The only way capitalists and the owners of industry make money is on the labor force. No matter how much they'll say how smart they are, the way they make their money is by exploiting labor. And probably what happened is labor prices went up, and they said, well, if I go to the DR, I'll get cheaper labor to make the chiclet factory. So they get out of here, and what do they leave us with? Sewer systems that are all stuffed up with chicle. I mean, people say, why do these buildings flood? Well, all the sewer lines have chickles in them. I mean, they have all this gum base in them. You know, probably, you know, there's like that much room to get through. It's all this gum base that they dumped into the sewer.
And I believe Sunshine Biscuits went to Mexico, huh?
All right, that's the start of your answer. They went after cheap labor, and then when the labor gets expensive, where do they go? They go overseas, and they're still looking for cheap labor. And that's what they do. That's what they do. Because that's the only way you make money.
Now, I'll make a side comment. This didn't affect these companies, but you know what other American companies did? They went to free labor. They went to prison labor. But not for this. I don't think these companies could have done that. But down south, that was the option.
Yeah.
Prison labor,
10 cents an hour.
if that.
And I think it's still true.